I was watching a video from Omar El Khattori, and they're on the screen, these two, they was having a conversation. There's a few things that they said in this conversation that I want to pull out for us. I think these are great insights in terms of the type of mindset you need to have when doing content creation, and really probably more so in the early days than later on. I can't speak to it because I'm still in the early days, but Omar was like,
don't overthink the editing. Like, don't edit. Just literally just start. That's phase one.
I look at phase. I think another cool word to use is season. But like, determine this season of your approach on YouTube or phase to be like a discovery season, and it will relieve a lot of pressure.
Yeah, like don't overthink anything.
Using the beginning phase of your YouTube season as a discovery season, I think that is genius, and it does take off the pressure. Just a quick side note, a little story. I have been feeling that pressure being in the beginning of my YouTube journey here. Man, I tell myself not to let the numbers get to me, but they do inevitably find themselves getting to me. And, now, even with this video, I'm just like kind of chilling with it. I'm not even worrying about nothing. Like, I'm over here checking my phone. I just got a message, but I need to take the pressure off, and I'm not looking at the camera. I'm just kind of pretending that I'm talking to myself right now. You just stumbled on into this room, and we're getting into it. And what is this? Well, this is my weekly roundup of content creator trends and insights that can help you get your content game up, get your personal brand up, and get your money up. Everything's going upwards. That's my goal behind this video. I may get like a few views on this video, so who cares, I'm just in my discovery season with my YouTube channel, so I don't need to have this pressure to speak perfectly to the camera, have my set together, have my videos perfectly curated. I don't even need to be so concerned that my loud ass heat just came on. I'm just gonna go turn it off. Hold on one second. So I guess what I want you to take from this point of letting the initial stages of your YouTube be a season of discovery is you simply need to get comfortable with turning on the camera and filming and publishing it and uploading it to the platform. That in itself is new to us. It goes a long way just to start with bare bones and jump into this YouTube life as no holds barred. I don't even know if I'm saying that right, as possible. Just dive in. Who cares? You can perfect things later on. Moving on to some other points that Omar and what's his name? Hold on one second. Nolan Malt. Omar and Nolan. They mentioned something called messy action. Let me pull my notes back up. Messy action. Take messy action. And I think that describes what I was just talking about. Just start doing actions of being a content creator, like turning on the camera and recording a video and uploading it to the platform. Messy action. I just love it. And I was doing some reflecting earlier today because this little nugget of information might be helpful too. I heard today, think of your target audience as yourself from 5 years ago. What can you do to help that person out, And I had to go back 5 years ago and see who I was, where I was at. And that was 2019 for me. And I wanted to be a content creator back then. I wanted to be on YouTube since 2015, But I kept getting in my own way and holding myself back because I was afraid to take messy action. I wanted things to be perfect in the sense I thought I needed a laptop that I can edit my videos off of, a real professional camera. I didn't really want to use my phone. My environment at the time was not, I didn't feel looked good enough to be on camera. All these things, which are ultimately excuses, I allowed to hold myself back because I didn't want to take messy action. Don't be me. Don't be me. Like, if I could go back in time, I would get in my brain and do whatever I needed to do to break down the mental barriers that I had at the time that was stopping me from living out my dream of being on YouTube. And I would take messy action. For most beginner content creators, there is a learning curve of this content creation, really specifically talking about YouTube. There is a learning curve here. And it's like, if I would have started 5 years ago, I would be so much more comfortable in front of the camera, and I would be able to really crush it in terms of how my presence comes across on camera. So many things I would have been able to get a start on to iron out the kinks 5 years ago compared to me having to do it now. Just start, take messy action. This is for my new and beginner content creators out there. You need to take messy action in order to take beautiful, crisp, clean, perfect, done up action that we tend to see when we're watching things on YouTube. The biggest ingredient to niching down is determining your own personal curiosities. That comes from Omar. This is the last point that I want to share from this video. Let me repeat that. The biggest ingredient to niching down is determining your own personal curiosities. I am in my 8th week of being consistent on YouTube. And if there's anything that I can say being 2 months in of being consistent that I want you to take with you is just the act of posting and uploading, not really knowing exactly how things are going to turn out, because I did come into this having an idea with who I want to talk to, which is content creators and online entrepreneurs, right? That's who I want to speak to. 8 weeks in, I have more of an idea of what my personal curiosities are, or the fact that I need to explore those in order to start to connect with my target audience. And that comes from just the act of doing and trying and failing my way to success. When I pulled up my YouTube to figure out Nolan's name, a video came up and it said, "Don't be afraid to be seen trying." This is a 3-year-old video from Evelyn from the internet. She's not the person that necessarily came up with that phrase, but it's just been a phrase that has been in the atmosphere. I feel like I'm way more comfortable with not being afraid to be seen trying. Like, I heard that advice years ago, and it allowed me to get more comfortable starting my business and putting myself out there and just making mistakes along the way on my way to the top. Because once I get there, people are going to look at me and be like, when the hell did this happen? You know, like they're going to forget all the mistakes that I made publicly and online. And all they're going to really focus on is the visible success that they see now. So I don't know. I just wanted to put that on y'all as well. Don't be afraid to be seen trying. I do have some digital entrepreneurship advice for you. I'm not even going to get into paraphrasing it or anything like this. I'm just going to roll the clip.
I want everybody here who has ever struggled with insecurity, being able to not feel comfortable with themselves, looking at themselves on camera. Your parents didn't affirm you. Your brother didn't affirm you. Your last recent relationship, your ex didn't affirm you. And now you have low self-esteem issues and different things that are going on, and you're not able to feel good about what it means for you to create content. I want every single one of you guys to please be a business owner and not be a personally attached to the content that you're creating. Because once you remove the emotion from content creation and for what content performance looks like, you will start to see the shift in your business, and you will start to see the shift in your content, because you will start to understand this is not a bad performing video because my self-worth is something wrong with me. People don't like me. People don't like how I look. Oh, I'm unattractive. Oh, people don't like my brand. Oh, my logo sucks. Oh, my logo's not as good as World Envision. Oh, my graphics aren't as good as World Envision. Oh, my graphics aren't as good as all these other brands are. No, people aren't attacking you. They want to be able to consume the business. So many of us, what ends up happening is that we allow our self-esteem to be the reason why we don't create content, and now our businesses never grow because we are so emotionally attached to the outcome of what's taking place instead of removing our emotion and being a business owner and being a provider and somebody that's going to go home from this event, look your people in the eye and say, I got a plan. It's okay. We good. You're doing this for your family. You're doing this for your loved ones. You're doing it for people that you care about the most. You need to make sure that you remove the emotion so that you and your family can eat and you can leave a generational legacy for whatever brand that you are building and whatever God's called you to do. Make sense?
I have this video in my watch later for a while now, but I never watched it. And Troya Monet, she dropped a video talking about social media trends coming up in 2024, and she also shared the clip that I just did. When I heard it, it really struck home with me because I have been dealing with just being emotional about, honestly, shit that doesn't matter. Like, I'm using YouTube as a launch pad to build my business, and therefore I need to really not be really stay away from allowing the emotions that can come from not seeing the numbers that I want to see dictate my actions and take over my mind, to where I'm not putting my energy forth towards the things that I need to in order to just get better. Listen, I'm talking to myself right now. I am new to this. We are new to this. There can be so much pressure that we put on ourselves. It's not even coming from nobody else but us to be the final product in the beginning. And it's just crazy. It's just crazy that the mind can do that to self. But I need to give myself time to develop. And if you know anything about creating a product, there is a discovery phase and there's multiple iterations before you get to the iPhone 15. Multiple things had to happen before this landed in my hand and I was able to go buy it from the store. Our content creation journey, our online business journeys need to take an iterative approach in how we think of ourselves and how we treat ourselves while we get there. It needs to just be less about emotions and more about, listen, you're a beginner. Give yourself time to develop and grow to the vision that you see of yourself. Modern Millie dropped a social media trends video for 2024. And what I want to pull out here to share with you guys is what she was talking about in terms of keeping it simple. She believes that the way content creators will approach their content creation, that's clever. The way that we are going to start doing things is going to be in a more simple matter. She used Mr. Beast and his thumbnails, and the whole thing about Mr. Beast is how he's changed YouTube and made it more of this high production type of thing. But she believes that going forward, her example is content creators aren't going to feel like they need to be on every single platform.
Content creators will start simplifying their content funnels. For me, as an example, just the other week I posted the I'm leaving Instagram video where I'm going to be taking a break on Instagram so that I could focus 100% of my energy onto YouTube.
I guess what I want to say about it is I know I'm taking a simple approach because my whole thing and the theme of this video I want to like drive home is getting started. Like, let's get the engine revving. Like, let's just start to move the parts and move forward and get things going. I think it's going to be a year of just starting for a lot of creators. And when you're just starting, you definitely should you should be more simple in your approach. I need to be simple in my approach because that's going to allow me to get more reps in. Like, if you take off all the glitz and glam of content creation, everything like that, and you just get started posting your videos, I feel like you're just gonna make more progress if you just approach things in the most simple way as possible. Simple, simple, simple. I think that is gonna be a really good guiding word for 2024 in terms of content creation. You don't have to be fancy out the gate. You really don't. Like, I think there's gonna be so much value in keeping things bare bones, basic, simple, and getting your engine revving. You're going to find yourself to be way more successful than you might think. Now, how can keeping it simple apply to perhaps you don't feel as beginner as the person who's never made any content before? You might have made content on other platforms and are familiar with the act of content creation, but you're really going after YouTube for the first time. What does keeping it simple mean for you, if that's the type of person you are? Well, I think that there's so much YouTube education out there, right? There's so many videos to watch to be like, okay, I should be doing this for my scripts and my hooks and my thumbnails and everything like that. Take in all that information for sure, but the way that you can keep it simple is when it comes to your content strategy. It's not as hard as you think to create content that reflects your authentic self, one, and two, connects with the audience that you want to connect to. And this is what has recently clicked for me. If you take the time, which probably won't be as easy, but if you take the time to reflect on who you were 5 years ago, I'm going to go back to that because I think that's a golden nugget. Take the time to reflect on who you were 5 years ago. Brain dump, okay, she could have used help with this, with that, with this, with that, with this and that. Write out all those different topics. Like if who I was from 5 years ago had access to these pieces of information, oh man, she would have been good. She would have been way better at that time than she was. Do that deep dive, and that to me that's very a simple content strategy compared to like I need to research this or figure out my niche with this and figure out all those things. I feel like starting with I'm gonna make 100 videos helping who I was 5 years ago. I think that's just gonna be whoa. I can't even get my words out about how I think that would be so helpful. And I'm gonna take my own advice. So stick around if you want to see how that ends up panning out. I just think that question and using that as a place to start in terms of content strategy, what do you make your videos about, is a great place to start. Discouragement is a real thing. And if you're feeling discouraged on your YouTube journey, I just want to remind yourself to encourage yourself. Spend some time speaking positive affirmations over yourself about your YouTube journey and you becoming a content creator, a full-time content creator, whatever your goals are with content. Affirm yourself that you can do it. I'm just being honest with y'all. I've been dealing in these past couple of days with being discouraged, but I'm walking out of that shadow and into a season of doing what I can do to create better content. We're going into a new month and I'm excited for what I have coming up this month. Every day is another opportunity to get it right and to get better. And let's just enjoy the process of becoming the content creators that we want to be. Let's just do our best to take off the pressure and exist in this content creator space. I hope I'm resonating somehow with someone. I hope that hearing me say to encourage yourself will just help you relieve any personal pressure that you're putting on yourself when it comes to this content, because you don't need to be doing that to yourself. Let's treat ourselves nicer and give ourselves opportunity and space and freedom to evolve into the content creators that we want to see. So thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in one of these videos right here. I am gonna link to the last content trends weekly roundup that I did, and another video right here. I'm looking at it on my viewfinder, sorry, but bye y'all. Thank you for watching. If you stayed till the end, you're a real one, and you're rocking with me. Let's grow, let's do it. Bye.